Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Psychological Theatre, and we will continue our discussion as we were pointing out the last time that we would start entering the area or the topics of the mind in the coming episodes. And as we also pointed out that to do that, we need to clear some of the basic things should be clear before we start entering into the world of the mind. And today is another of those important things that we need to make clear before we start probing into the mind. The cold is starting to show its color. Today it's already plus 5 degrees and there's a decent fog over the river, and the sound of the birds is a little quieter than it usually is. Today I would like to discuss that, or rather I would say today I would like to clear one misconception that people have when they start meditation or when they start to learn about themselves, is that the state of inattention, and I would be very clear about these words, they sound quite similar: attention and inattention. Okay, so the state of inattention is the state in which awareness is very low. Okay, we cannot say awareness is not. If you totally do not have any awareness, you would just fall. So in the state of inattention, there is still some awareness, but this awareness is very dim, you can say, or this awareness is very focused. This awareness is very limited, and usually in the case of inattention, the awareness is limited or focused at some specific thought. Whatever thought has been run inside of your mind, whatever thing you think is very important that you're thinking about, all your awareness starts to gather around that thought, because for you it is something you need to solve, it is something you need to figure out, it is something you need to resolve. So this state of contraction of awareness, okay, in the state of inattention, awareness is contracted or focused, whatever you want to say, to a specific point which you think is very important, which you think should be resolved, and that's why you're thinking about it. And eventually this thinking either results to some solution of the problem, or it doesn't result in a solution of the problem, and you start to experience emotional effects of it. Maybe you become sad because you haven't found a solution, maybe you become happy that you have found a solution. But the whole thing that I want to say or clear out here is what I mean by the state of inattention. The state of inattention is the state in which your awareness is not expanding, but it's contracting. It's contracting to a specific point. This specific point could be anything. according to what you are considering as important. So from this state, when you try to move towards clarity, you are doing one basic mistake, and this is very common to neglect this mistake. Neglect this aspect. Actually, we end up making the mistake. We don't neglect the mistake, we neglect this aspect, and the mistake happens. And the mistake is that when you're already in a state of inattention, which we have cleared out what is the state of inattention, and you make an effort to move out of the state of inattention, because eventually the state of inattention creates frustration, okay? And then you would want to relax, so as to say. You will feel stressed after becoming inattentive because you've been thinking very heavily and your awareness has been contracted quite a lot. So you would want to relax naturally. That relaxation is to go out of the state of inattention. Usually people find some other point to focus on, that you're thinking about something very heavily and then you want to relax and you start to watch your Instagram, to go to YouTube, to call a friend, discuss with him or her, or do some other activity, okay? If you're a little aware of yourself, if you've been observing yourself, then another thing towards which you can move is to try to do some meditation that you've been following. The whole aspect of meditation, how it's been advertised in the world right now, is that it is for mental health, for example. It gives you a state of calmness, it gives you a state of relaxation, and then you do that either in the morning for 1 hour or in the evening for 1 hour, and this could be your resting time for the mind, and then the mind is ready for the 22 hours of inattention or 22 hours of fight with the world, struggle with the world. So in this way you try to create relaxation, calmness, peacefulness from the state of inattention. At the moment you're inattentive, and then you say, I'm really tired of it, I'm really frustrated of it, I should do something about it and change it to something better, something more relaxed, okay, something more comfortable, so as to say. So you use different ways of getting this done. But one thing that you, or in general most people, neglect is that we initiate the change from our state of inattention. Okay, I'm inattentive and I try to change inattention into the state of attention or into the state of relaxation. And this is the one aspect which is very overlooked by people, and maybe it could be a little tricky to understand, but if you put your mind to it, I think you can see it, that if the state of inattention is giving birth to the state of attention, then there is no difference between this inattention and attention. I would repeat it, that if a state of inattention, where I'm non-attentive, where I'm frustrated, where I'm tired, is giving birth to a state of attention where I'm relaxed or something like this, then these two states are actually the same. They appear to be different, but they are not. One simple reason is because the roots of the second state, which is the state of calmness, the state of relaxation, the state of attention, the state of meditation, has been brought from the state of inattention. They are connected. The roots of the new state which you are trying to achieve on are actually in the old state. So from inattention, you're trying to become attentive. From non-meditation, or whatever the word is there, I don't know if there is a word for it, you are trying to achieve meditation. Okay, you were not in a state of meditation, and then you start to meditate and try to achieve a new state, which is the state of meditation. But you completely overlook that your starting point is actually this state of frustration, this state of inattention. And due to this, most people actually do not get the best out of their meditation, okay? Because it's just a change of form of the old state. The old state changes its form and becomes, or appears to be, it doesn't even become, it just appears to be the new state of attention, okay? And why it happens is because you've been told that this will happen to you when you go to some guided meditation course or whatever. And usually in these meditation courses and things, they try to affect your body by giving you the right environment, try telling you the right way to breathe and everything. And when your body becomes a little relaxed, it naturally makes the mind also a little relaxed, okay? It's a more physical effect of the exercise that you're doing at that time. So try to be aware of the fact that don't run to the new state, or don't try to turn your inattention into attention. When you're inattentive, when you're frustrated, when you're in the state of confusion, first try to understand that state. Don't run away from that state. Don't try to change that state. First, try to observe that state completely. Like, what is this state of inattention? What is this state of frustration and confusion that I am in? And how this state is functioning into me? How this state has come about? So, when you would try to understand the state of inattention, you would slowly start to solve it or fix it. And it's quite natural when you become aware of something, when you try to open the layers of something, you naturally understand that thing, whether it's a mathematical problem or it can be anything. When you try to understand something, eventually you slowly learn about it. But the problem is, the mind is used to not doing it and straight away run to the new state, okay? So from the state of inattention, the mind straight away wants to run to the state of attention because it's frustrated, it's tired. Don't do that, because the new state will be just a new form of the old state, because the roots of the new state are in the old state, okay? When the roots of attention, when the roots of meditation are in inattention or in confusion, then this meditation and attention are fake. It's not real. It feels like it's there. Your mind even give you some experience of it, but it's not the real crux of it, okay? So first observe it. Observe your state of inattention, understand it, learn from it. It's a very good opportunity to learn about inattention. And learn about your confusion, learn about the state of inattention, learn how inattention puts a strain on your mind, learn how inattention creates this feeling of restless in you. Okay, the moment you will start learning about it, you will see that slowly and slowly the state of inattention fades away or softens, because you're learning about it, and as you're learning about it, you're fixing it. So slowly and slowly the state of inattention starts to soften or fade away, and then comes this point where the state of inattention is almost like dissolved. It almost becomes quite soft. Okay, now is there a need to go to the new state of attention or to the new state of meditation? Observe that first of all. Before, you were trying to run to the new state of meditation, to the new state of attention, because you had this pain, this frustration of inattention in you, and you wanted to get rid of it. So you were trying to move. You were doing some guided meditation and trying to move away from this inattention. You were watching TV, you were talking to your friend, you were watching Instagram, just to go away from this inattention, this frustration, this loneliness, this pain, whatever is there, which and all these aspects are actually the aspects of inattention actually. So the beautiful thing that happens is you come to know that meditation or attention were only valuable to you because you were inattentive at the first place. Relaxation, attention, meditation were valuable to you because you yourself were inattentive at the first place. Okay, and what was inattention? We have already discussed it in the beginning of the video. You can go back to listen to it again if you have forgotten. And when you start observing your inattention by being in a state of curiosity, by being in a state of in a state of gracefulness, because you've got this opportunity to observe inattention, and you can get this opportunity many times in a day because it's natural to the human mind to be inattentive. So when you start observing this inattention, you learn from it every time, and as you learn from it, the intensity of inattention starts to drop. And when intensity of inattention starts to drop, and then you reach a point where you are not inattentive, at that point, is there a need to go to a new state at all? Isn't the total awareness of inattention, isn't the total awareness of your confusion, the total awareness, be very clear about this, not partial awareness, isn't the total awareness of your confusion, inattention, frustration already the state of attention? I hope you're getting what I'm trying to point out here. There is no need to go to attention. Okay? The very fact that you are trying to learn about inattention, the very fact that you are not scared of your frustration, your fears, your inattention, your anxieties, you are ready to face them. Not because you are brave or something, but simply because you want to learn about them. And it's very natural to learn about something because it makes you face that thing again in a much better way. So then when you are completely aware about your inattention, learning about it, learning from it actually, there is no third party, there is no YouTuber, there is no book which is teaching you about inattention. Your own inattention is teaching you about inattention. When it comes to that point, then it's a beautiful game of learning. And you would see, the moment you are learning completely about inattention softens and just drops down. And when it drops down, the need to be attentive, the desire to meditate, the desire to be attentive also goes away. Because now there is no frustration which you want to change to clarity or something. So I'm kind of trying to point out something tricky. It's a little tricky for someone who has never tried it, but it's also a beautiful solution for someone who has been struggling and who has been avoiding this fact, who has been trying to change inattention to attention, the state of confusion to the state of meditation. Even if you do it, it will be fake. It will not be real. And the reason it will not be real is because your old state, your state of inattention and your state of confusion will just take a new form. It will appear to calm down for a few seconds or a few minutes, and then it will come back again to you, to haunt you. So try this, and try this new perspective that we have shared today. And when you will try it, let me know in the comments if this has been working for you. And if this has been working for you, then you would see there is a big relaxation in the mind, because the mind doesn't have a need to change its states from bad to good, from confusion to clarity, from inattention to attention, so as to say. So I hope you're enjoying your days as the winter is coming, and if there are some further questions, then please write to me in the comments, and let's see how it goes further. But you need to remember this aspect, because if you neglect this aspect, then we kind of fall in the trap of masking or changing one form of inattention, one form of distortion, one form of confusion into another form. And it doesn't matter which guided meditation you do, which kind of teacher you follow, how you stand on one hand or whatever, how you breathe. If you make this basic mistake, it just makes no sense. So don't try to change this thing. First try to learn from it, and then maybe the change will happen by itself. You don't have to make the change. Okay? So thank you again for your time, if you watch this, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you.